Hey guys, in today's video, I will walk you through the process of doing academic writing, how to write an English essay to make an argument that is concise, clear, coherent, and accurate. I took this academic writing class during my freshman year, so I paid the high tuition to take the course and acquired this knowledge. But right now, I'm gonna share it with you guys for free. All you need to do is to 一键三连. Well, first thing first, I have to say I can't guarantee the insight of your essay because it depends on your critical thinking abilities, your reasoning skills, and I can't guarantee the literary attributes of your essay as well because it requires you to have some knowledge of diversified vocabulary and expressions. So I hope you will at least know how to construct a stable skeletal structure after watching this video, regardless of the quality of the flesh. And in my opinion, as long as your structure, your main frame is solid, you have already done 90% of the writing. And I want you to know that these set of rules do work. I mean, after so many trials and errors in my own college life of writing academic essays, they work for me so far, and they work well sometimes even. What you should aim for is an organized and logical structures. Well, I kept saying skeletal structure, so let's just use the analogy of skeleton. In order to construct that skeleton, we need limbs, we need bones, we need some connective issues and joints. So let's break the limbs into three parts: the introduction paragraph, a couple of body paragraphs, and the conclusion paragraph. Well, I will walk you through paragraph by paragraph. Let's begin with the introduction part. What is an introduction paragraph? An introduction paragraph consists of background information and a thesis statement. When giving the background information, that is the chance for you to let the creative juice flow a little bit. You can give some context information by asking questions, by describing your observations, by quoting other people's perspectives or opinions, or telling an interesting story. Well, that's up to you. The main purpose is to give your audience the context of your topic. And then the thesis statement. Well, thesis statement is regarded as one of the most important elements of a good essay. A good thesis statement usually has three attributes. It is summarized, it is informative, and it's specific. Okay, let me use an example to explain this. Let's say if I'm gonna deliver the content in this video in written form, what should I write for the thesis statement? Well, you can consider this. In this video, I will teach you how to write a good essay. Well, let's analyze this sentence. Is it summarized? Well, it seems it is because it's concise, it's not super long, and the information is focused. But is it informative? When you write an essay or you write anything, you should consider your potential audience. You take on the lens of your audience and anticipate what type of questions they probably gonna have after reading your words. So after reading this sentence, some possible questions that I might ask would be, first, you said you're gonna teach how to write good essays. So what is good? How do you define good? Second, you said essay. So what type of essay? What do you mean by an essay? It's not clear from my perspective. And the third question might be, how? How are you going to teach me to write an essay? Well, as you probably have noticed, I have addressed all those potential questions already in my introduction part. So I defined the word good. I said I want you to make an argument that is concise, coherent, accurate, and clear. So this is my definition of good. And second, essay. I explained that this is academic writing, it's not creative writing. It's used to make an argument. And third, how. I said I will walk you through the process by following the sequence of paragraphs. So yeah, what I have to do is to combine and summarize those information into a thesis statement. A thesis statement could be one sentence or two, but you don't want it to be super long because it has to be summarized. But those are the points. I mean, you want to be specific. You have to provide solid information. Vagueness is the biggest thing you have to avoid in terms of writing a thesis statement. And after the introduction paragraph, here come our body paragraphs. Usually the number of body paragraphs is depending on your reasons, like how many main statements you want to make in your article. And each paragraph should cohere around one main idea, so it has to be focused. And what is a body paragraph? Well, a body paragraph consists of a topic sentence, some strong evidence, and your analysis. Writing a good topic sentence is similar to writing a thesis statement. So you can refer to the strategies of writing a good thesis statement. And after that topic sentence, you try to make arguments to support your topic sentence, and you need strong evidence. Remember, each piece of evidence should be explained and interpreted with good reasoning and analysis. So for example, if you use a quotation from other people to make an argument, you have to explain how this quotation is supporting your main idea. Don't leave the quotations alone, always interpret it, even if you feel like a quotation is extremely obvious. So for example, let's say if you quote a statement, 1 + 1 = 2. Well, you probably assume like everyone on the world would know this rule, but you have to explain it. You have to say, well, there's one individual and there's another individual, and when you sum them up, the quantity of the individuals becomes 2, and that's why 1 + 1 = 2. Well, I know this is a ridiculous example because you are not going to quote that type of sentence, but the idea is always add explanation after your quotation. And aside from quotations, we usually use examples to back up our arguments. But when giving examples, always make sure each example is related to your topic sentence or the main idea of this paragraph. Always ask yourself this question: why did I write the thing I wrote? Is it helpful for supporting my argument? If you find it's not, or if you hesitate, probably there is some problem. Remember, language always follows the rule of efficiency, especially English. So there is no reason to keep irrelevant information in your essay. And the third biggest part of the limbs is the conclusion paragraph. So usually a conclusion paragraph is a combination of the summary of your main ideas, the reiteration of your thesis statement, and some open-ended thinking. You're provided with the chance to tie your body paragraphs together. And then, when you reiterate your thesis statement, don't copy and paste. Try to paraphrase it or say it in another way. And after that, you have some space to include some creative thinking. So you can connect the current issue you talk about in your essay with a broader context. Yeah, just to connect this specific point you focused on in your essay with something bigger, with something that applies to the universe. After that, you're almost done with your skeleton. What you're missing is the connective issue and some joints. So those refer to the transition sentences and words. So for example, however, nevertheless, therefore, in addition, you name it. You add those words into your essay to create a natural flow. Yeah, improve your coherency by making good transitions. And you're good to go. And here's one handout that I found super useful. It talks about the skeleton, the limbs, the bones, and here is even a page of transition devices that you can use directly in your essay. Well, to be honest, I don't know if sharing this document with you guys would violate the academic integrity which US universities value a lot. Anyways, I'm still sharing it with you guys. Yeah, do me a favor, keep it personal. Don't share it with other people. Don't tell other people that I shared this with you. Well, in the end of this video, I will just share my personal story of taking that writing class in case you are curious. That class was an absolute misery for me during that quarter because I got a C on my first writing project. And you know what? After seeing that grade on the feedback letter my instructor wrote to me, my first reaction was not to self-doubt. Instead, I was like, does she really know how to grade people's essays? Yeah, those are my real spontaneous reaction to that grade. That class caused a lot of anxiety because there were just too many writing assignments and, the grade. My instructor was a tough grader. You know, each writing project would constitute quite a large percentage of the final grade. So I was very nervous after receiving that C. And yeah, I complained a lot during that quarter and struggled, suffered, but I did make improvements on my writing, and I felt thankful I took that class during my freshman year because that just laid a good foundation for me to write other academic essays in my college life. Yeah, although I was super miserable and dumb during that period, at least I gained something, which isn't bad. Alright, this is the end of this video. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye! Hey guys, welcome to another chit chat video. Today let's talk about friendship and social relationships for students who study abroad, especially in American universities. Because of its unique characteristics of this educational system, we international students might encounter some common problems in making friends and attending social events. First of all, we don't have such a notion of class in the American educational system. What I meant is there isn't any technical or official group that can be considered as a class. So we don't have 某某院某某系20多少级多少班. American educational system doesn't have such a thing. Every individual college student has his or her unique plan of the whole courses they're gonna take during undergrad education. So even if you're in the same majors or in the same year, you're probably still gonna take different classes. So I think they really emphasize the idea of individual and uniqueness. Normally we would consider people who take the same course as classmates, but you're probably gonna be classmates for only one quarter or one semester. Maybe in the next semester or quarter you guys are gonna take different classes. So that's pretty normal. Like, you don't have consistent interaction with your classmates because taking certain class is not mandatory. People have different plans. People have completely different schedules. Therefore, based on such a premise, if you don't want to stay in touch intentionally or you don't actively reach out to your classmates, the only chance you're gonna meet and spend time together is in class, is in the lecture hours, probably 3 hours a week. So yeah, if you don't really have the chance to talk or exchange ideas, it's hard to start relationships and to make real friends, I would say. And the second characteristic is diversity, especially in American universities. Like, you meet people with different colors, ethnicities, cultural backgrounds. People are just so different. And their age range in a class is very large because everybody can take a class as long as they fulfill the prerequisites of this course or they meet the restrictions of taking this class. It's pretty normal that a freshman would take the same class with a senior. Well, because of the diversity, it's easier to meet people with interesting stories or past experience. However, meanwhile, it increases the difficulty of finding a matched soul. Yeah, college students are all young adults. Everybody's so unique. Everybody has strong opinions. It's very different from middle schools and secondary schools. So in middle schools, most people are local. Like, you speak the same dialect. You probably know each other before entering the secondary school. So for international students in American universities, I think a large amount of time they're doing stuff individually or lonely. Well, people are categorized as extroverts and introverts, right? Although there isn't a very clear borderline between those two groups of people, in general, extroverts would regard attending social events as a way to recharge themselves. So social event is their battery charger, but for introverts, they need private time. So they need time to stay alone, to make themselves refilled and gain some energy. Yeah, to develop a relationship of high quality needs time, needs effort, and needs some luck. I felt nervous at the beginning of this quarter from time to time. you come back to this real environment instead of the virtual online classes. So yeah, social pressure came back. You have trouble with interpersonal relationships. Those are very normal human emotion. So yeah, don't panic. It's easier to find company than to make friends. And especially for students who study abroad, that would require them to be independent, to be able to accomplish tasks on their own. And one last point, don't be socially dead. I mean, don't isolate yourself from the external environment. It's okay if you would like to stay by yourself, you would like to spend time with yourself, but still stay positive about relationships. Reach out to people who you find interesting, get in touch with somebody who you like, and express your kindness, your admiration, so on and so forth. So yeah, take care guys. I will see you in the next one.
一键三连啊，一定要记得，拜拜。